Well, Tommyball has come roaring into the 21st century with the first issuing of a Tommyball-related non-fungible token, or NFT, with artists and other athletes already earning eye-watering sums of money on the NFT market. It was only a matter of time. So following in the footsteps of his contemporaries, such as Tom Brady, it is of course Tommyball legend Tim Hein who is leading the way. After announcing his first NFT yesterday via a Zoom press conference from his chalet in North Korea, Tim has agreed to give his first interview on the subject here on the Tommyball podcast. Tim Hein, welcome once again to the show.
Good evening. Good evening. Wonderful to be here.
How is the weather there in North Korea?
It's very... I haven't been outside for several days, but it's the air conditioning in here is top notch. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Tim, before we start, and there's so much to talk about today, perhaps you could explain to us what an NFT is and how the technology works, because it's very baffling for some people. And spare no detail.
Right. Well, look, this is very exciting. Let me just say that right off the top. A very exciting innovation, and as you know, I've always been at the forefront of innovation in Tommyball, and this is no exception. So I hope that makes it a bit clearer for you there.
All right. Well, okay. I'll go to Wikipedia here. Wikipedia says... Sorry. Wikipedia says...
It's about the internet. It's on the internet. And as you know, the internet's all about innovation, and that's what I'm about.
But they both start with an I.
That's right. You're right, actually. Yes, very good.
Is that how the internet got its name? I don't know. Anyway, it says here on Wikipedia, a non-fungible token, NFT, is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. Tim, could you at least tell us what a blockchain is? I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. A blockchain is rarely used in Tommyball these days. It's when the defensive linebackers line up in a particular way and link arms and charge at the ball. And it's been outlawed for some time after several fatalities. But yeah, blockchains, I've always been a supporter of. They were very effective back in their day. And I think you may be talking about something different, I'm being told. So
let's move on then. Now, obviously, these NFTs allow people to sell things that don't physically exist. And you've put a bit of a unique spin on this with your first NFT sale. Can you tell us what unique, non-interchangeable item it is that you are selling to one lucky individual?
Well, that's the innovation. You see, I'm selling my love of the game. You know, it's been often said in my book and other editions of my book, that there's no greater asset in Tommyball than my love of the game. If you don't have your love of the game, then what have you got? And my love of the game's more love, big love, than anyone's love of the game. There's no greater asset. But now I've decided that asset is for sale. I'm selling my love of the game. Some lucky purchaser will own my love of the game. They will have the biggest asset in Tommyball.
So you will still love the game, but someone else will own that love. Is that right?
That's right. That's exactly right. I can't not love the game. There's no Tommyball Tim without a love of the game. However, it's wasted if I own my own love of the game. I mean, that's just a waste. And as you know, I hate waste. So I'm putting up my love of the game for sale, and so it can be shared. It can be shared with other people. Other people can share my love of the game, the greatest asset in Tommyball.
One other person can have it, will own it. I guess they could do with it what they then wished. They could then break it into smaller parts and sell those parts, I guess. I don't know if that's how NFTs work.
I don't know either. I hope they don't make even more money.
Can I read you a quote from the paper of record in our sport, the Tommyball Weekly Whistle? This was from today's edition.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "I'm deeply disappointed. We all know Tim sold off all his medals, trophies, houses and pets to fund his legal costs following the Zurich incident. But this latest scheme is the height of greed and opportunism." And that quote actually came from your mum.
Right. Well, if Mum's listening, I want to say this to Mum. Her love of me is large, and if my love of the game is as large as her love of me, why wouldn't that love be shared? Why wouldn't I share that love with a highest bidder? Why wouldn't I put it out there for someone else to engage? It would be selfish not to share that love. That's what I would say to Mum. In fact, that's what I will say to Mum.
It's almost increasing your love by selling your love.
Well, that's one way to put it, I guess, yes. Sure, yes, absolutely. That's exactly right. Absolutely.
Can I read you another quote? This was also from the Tommyball Weekly Whistle, but this was some time ago. This is a quote from you, and you said this in the week before the 2003 Super Cup final. Can I read your own words back to you here?
Yes.
You said, "I love Tommyball. I truly do. And it is a love that you can't put a price on. In fact, if someday in the future they invent some scammy way to make vast sums of money by selling things that don't actually physically exist, I can tell you this, there's no way you'd catch me trying to sell my love." How do you respond to that?
Short. You're missing a word. So you've dropped a word there. I wouldn't want to sell my love short by giving it away or selling it cheaply. Instead, it's so high. You've really got to, you're going to have to really fork out for this because it's worth that much. I wouldn't want to sell my love short. But look, quotes are like facts. They can be made to say anything. So, you could pull out a quote that I said and say it back to me and ask me what I think. And I think, well, hang on, if it's not in context, then what does it matter? It's the same. You bring out facts and show me, and they can be made to argue anything. You can't do that. But I'm telling you this, I won't sell my love short, and I won't sell it cheaply either. That's one thing. You can quote me on that. I will not sell my love for the game cheaply. That's the kind of integrity I bring to Tommyball.
Another criticism leveled at NFTs is their environmental impact because of all this so-called mining and blockchains. Are very energy intensive. They use a lot of computer power. And surely this is at odds with your own charity, the Tim's Plant a Tree for Tommyball cause. How do you reconcile this? How can you reconcile the environmental impact of NFTs with your making money from them?
Well, it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it, really? Isn't it? You wouldn't want to be unbalanced about this. And just simply putting your eggs in one basket wouldn't be wise.
So you've got some eggs in the environmental basket and some eggs in the destroying the environment basket.
Yes. Well, no. Well, hang on. No, hang on. See, again, you're twisting my words. You're introducing facts, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that.
Right.
But I think it's important. You can't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's an important thing here. I've got my love of the game. It's there, and if people want to access it and they want to use a blockchain or some other website or internet thing to get it. Who am I to stand in the way? You can't live in the past. And you're trying to live in the past. You've got to innovate. You've got to go with the future. And people say this uses. I don't understand. It's online, so how can it be bad for the environment if it's online? We're not cutting down trees to create paper to do it. So we're planting trees, and this will allow me to plant more.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because you did in the press conference yesterday allude to the fact that the money raised will be going to a good cause.
Yes.
Financial records indicate the money is going to be going to your foundation, which is based in the Cayman Islands.
Yes.
Can you explain how this money will be used? It seems very opaque.
Well, it's going to a good cause. I mean, it's one of the best I mean, the foundation is a great cause, and the foundation's funding the retirement of one of a Tommyball legend. I mean, it's providing for everything. I mean, I don't have a job. I mean, you got to understand that I don't have a job. I'm not some cheap person going out and working and earning money with my time. I'm making myself available to the fans, and wholly making myself available to the foundation and to the legacy of the game, in particular my own legacy. And I'm able to do that full time because of the foundation, and I think that's something that is worth donating to. Look, you wonder why am I here in North Korea? Hey, if I'm not concerned about my foundation, I am.
You've chosen to sell your love of the game, which is, I should point out, represented by a very tastefully designed GIF as well that comes along with your love. You've chosen to use a so-called Dutch auction. This is famously used to sell tulips, in which the price starts at the high price and descends until someone decides to make their bid.
Yep.
Is there any particular family reason that you've chosen to use a Dutch auction?
Well, my father was Dutch. I don't know if you know that. I think I mentioned it in one of my books.
Right.
But yeah, my father. And so that's. But I mean, there are two reasons. One is it's the way to make a whole lot more cash. But I'm the kind of I take my Dutch heritage very seriously, and I love tulips, and I love cheese. And I love Dutch rap music, and so I'm. That's the way my accountant in the Caymans has advised me to go.
You did famously play a season for the Amsterdam cheese tulips, so little surprise there.
Oh yeah.
Of course, with the Dutch auction, you have to choose a starting price. I believe you're using the Ethereum currency, cryptocurrency. Have you decided on a starting price, like what value you're going to start at and descend down from? I mean, we've seen some items sell in these auctions for tens of millions of dollars.
Yes, well, I mean, but I'll take you back to my answer before. I'm not going to sell my love of the game short. So
right.
I wouldn't want to...
Integrity. You have nothing but integrity. Integrity, innovation, internet.
Wouldn't want to put a lid on it. I know you need to put a lid on it. That's how a Dutch auction works. But I wouldn't want to put a lid on it. So there's a bit of a paradox there.
Of course, this isn't the first time that you've pioneered the monetization of non-tangible items. You famously sold your humility on eBay for $560 in 2004, and your childhood memories were donated to raise money for an animal shelter in 2001. Do you ever worry you're kind of selling your soul? There'll be nothing left of you that you own.
Well, I like to think of myself as sharing my soul. I mean, I know some people that keep their soul all to themselves. They hold on to it. They keep it inside. They treasure it. I mean, I'm an open person. I like to share my soul around, particularly, if people are willing to pay money for bits of my soul, then I can't see any reason why I would want to make more of my soul available to them on a regular basis.
Is there anything else left? Like, are there any future sales we can expect? Obviously, you have very few physical assets left at the moment after the Zurich incident, but can we expect to see anything else coming up soon?
My pride. I've been having quotes on my pride.
Surely you haven't got that.
Well, there's there is. We managed to find some, and I tell you, it was quite fragmented, but we were able to put it together, and that will be on the market soon. Yeah. I went ahead and put it on eBay, but apparently that's not the right way to go. so we're going to be
no blockchains there.
No, that's right. I've been explained again about the blockchains. My pride will be available at some stage. I'll be selling that to the highest bidder. And I'd be hoping to make more than $500 for that.
Tim, it's always a fantastic honour to have you on the podcast. We will link to the auction so people can bid, try and buy your love of Tommyball. That would be quite a thing to own. I know I'll be keeping a close eye on it. So see the link in the notes for the show, and we hope to talk to you again really soon, Tim. You're always at the forefront of pioneering ideas and money making schemes, and it never ceases to amaze us here on the podcast.
Well, that's right. If you want to bid on the internet thing for my love is available. It's there. You can't say I've not put it there. It's there. And if we go through the blockchains and find your way into the crypto place and send me money, then it can be yours, and that's pretty exciting. For everyone. I mean, for me, but especially for everyone. It'll make me happy to see someone who's willing to pay top dollar for my love, find that love, and that'll make me happy. And then if there's more happiness, maybe my happiness is something that I can put up next. Who knows where this could go? You can own it. You can own a piece of Tommyball Tim, a legend.